Hey everyone, it's Matt, aka Tech Ranger, and today we're going to be taking a look at the FPS Boost for Skyrim on the Xbox Series X and S. And I wanted to take a look at this one because we looked at it for Fallout 4, but also because this isn't exactly perfect. Like some of the same issues that you see with the Fallout 4 one, you're going to see with this one, like the lower resolution and draw distance. So it's a similar thing, but at the same time, Skyrim also has 5 gigabytes of space on the Xbox to use for mods, so there is more room for error as far as load order and mods go. So I thought it'd be a good idea to make a video and just kind of talk about like some of the issues that I've seen, maybe with something like a grass mod or just using a save that's had like a ton of hours versus a new one. If that's something you're interested in, then stick around, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and definitely subscribe if you want to see more Skyrim Fallout 4 mod videos as well as some Xbox gaming videos. So without further ado, let's check out the FPS Boost for Skyrim on the Xbox Series X and S. I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over what we already went over in the Fallout one, so I'm going to go ahead and link that up above if you want to check that out. Some of the same things that affect Fallout 4 with the FPS Boost also affects Skyrim, but there are some differences, and that's what I'll elaborate on a little bit in this video. Now, I did make a new game for this and a new load order. I'm running textures or Skyland, and then I'm also running a different weather mod. I did this because I saw a lot of really not great things with the FPS Boost on my current save. I actually had this clip from a previous Skyrim video that I recorded, and the judder was so bad that I had to cut like half of it. You saw it right there, not great. So I thought I'd start up a new game and just kind of see how the performance stacked up versus my other save, which had a bunch of mods installed and uninstalled and just a lot of save data maybe got corrupted, maybe it just was messing with the FPS Boost. I thought it would be good to just start with a clean slate. So I walk out of the cave and it seems okay, and then I start moving. So what I quickly realized when I got towards the grass, it was the grass mod that was causing the issues, and that's because it's Vados Brom. It is kind of an intense graphics mod. There's a lot of grass and things that are added, but for some reason with the FPS Boost, it was really chugging along with it, and whenever you would turn, you'd get that kind of jitter effect, which is not good when you're playing. I did try the display camera mod that I actually had on, and I tried changing the FOV to 90, and then I tried changing it back to 80 just to see if there's any difference. And this was actually with a different grass mod. It was actually with Verdant, which is usually used with Skyland anyway. So I was using that, and the performance seemed better because there was less grass. Another good stress test is when there are a bunch of particles in the environment, like if there's snow falling or if there's fire, just to see if the game chugs or judders at all. And honestly, I didn't really notice that with this FPS Boost on the new loader that I made for a new game, and that was pretty surprising because I figured like that was probably something that would happen. So I thought it'd be a good idea to hop back over to my main save, which has over 200 hours on it, and I thought, let's see if some of the same issues are there that I had previously, and honestly they're not. What I would probably say is if you're using the FPS Boost, definitely make sure that your uncapped FPS mod is off, and then take those performance mods off as well. Your load order might react differently than mine did. Like I said, I had some performance mods on here that I actually had left on, so maybe that was messing with that FPS Boost, just the way that works as opposed to the mod. Whereas with the mod, I was actually able to use some of those performance mods and still run the game pretty well. Combat was the last area I wanted to look at, and that's something that seemed to be about the same between the uncapped FPS mod and the FPS Boost. So I happened to be finishing up the Dawnguard storyline, and I thought, well, that final battle is probably a really good stress test for combat on the FPS Boost. So I jumped into that, and I didn't notice any judders or frame drops here, and that's pretty surprising to me, and it's enough to make me want to use the FPS Boost for a little bit just to kind of see what I can do with the grass mods and see if I can get that to work well with the FPS Boost and not get some of those judders that we saw earlier in the video. So what do you all think of the FPS Boost for Skyrim on the Xbox Series X and S? Is it worth using? Would you rather use the uncapped FPS mod with some performance mods? and what's your kind of general like performance when you're running one or the other. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm interested to hear. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I wanted to kind of keep the time about the same as the other one I looked at for Fallout 4, so thank you so much for sticking around. Hopefully this was helpful for those of you who are new and want to jump in and start using the FPS boost because you just got that brand new console. Now it's time to go turn on that FPS boost and check it out for yourself. I'll see you all in the next video.